today. I've got some lovely necklaces for you, really straightforward to do. Always say it, nice easy project, but using the most beautiful off-center pearls, gorgeous little drops, and we're going to be using eye pins and head pins, some jump rings to make some beautiful linked jewellery. So it's a straightforward make and they look very, very pretty. You're going to get loads and loads and loads of beads in your kit today. So each necklace is going to make, or each kit is going to make up 3 necklaces at least. If you've got extra clasps, then you're probably going to get a whole lot more out of that. There's going to be loads left over to make earrings, and you can make this as full or as subtle, I suppose, in terms of that bead placement on those dangling drops as you like. So each time I make it and add something on it, I'm going to show you it on the bust so you can see how that looks and how that takes shape very, very quickly. Good morning to Lucy. She says, good morning, lovely Natalie. Camille's in as well, and she's giving me a wave. Hopefully, I'm on Facebook today as well as YouTube. So hopefully you can see me okay, you can hear me, and you can find me. It is so dark. Do I not look like I'm sitting in the dark? I've got the big light on, I've got my lamp on, and I've got another light on, and I still feel like I'm sitting in the dark. So hopefully you can see me. Good morning to Anne. She says, good morning, Natalie and everybody. David's in. He says, hi there, Natalie. How's jewellery making? Anyway, it's sunny here in Frinton-on-Sea. And he says, I am on Facebook. Well, I'm glad I'm on Facebook, and I'm glad you've got the sunshine, David. It looks like it's going to rain. It's really, really dark. Maybe even some thunder and lightning. And Camille says, yes, I am here, which is lovely. So what have you been doing? I only seen you on, what was it, Monday? So it's nice to be back with you again already today. I'm going to take you over to the website shortly and let you have a little look at the goodies. Of course, we've got a multi-buy on for you as well. But I'm going to show you these gorgeous off-center drilled beads down on the mat, because if there is a multi-buy, you need to see how beautiful these colours look together. Each time I've made a sample, I've stuck to one colour because they match perfectly, the drops and the rounds. However, now I'm looking at them together on my mat, I'm thinking, missed a trick there, I should have mixed them up. Kay is in. Hello to Carol. Hello to Adelina. She says, hello, everybody. Happy beading day. Hello to Joanne. She says, good morning, Natalie and everybody. Sunny in the Midlands, a proper November day. It felt so cold last night. I was dithering in bed. I'm going to have to start putting some more layers on, I think. Lucy says, yeah, looks like everything is working just fine this morning. That's good. Hello to Heidi. Oh, David's been making the Phoebe bracelets. Lovely. Judith says, good morning, Natalie and everybody. Hello to our Ruth. Camille says she's been finishing her Christmas cards. Oh, so I see I can't deal with Christmas yet. It's my littlest niece's birthday today, and it's my husband's birthday tomorrow. So I have to get that out the way before I can even contemplate Christmas. I've got so much to do. Lucy says she made tea light candle holder, and she's going to pop a picture in the group later on. Are those the ones you've been doing in Bead Club? We've got a very, very talented leader and teacher of that group at the moment, and some of the stuff that is being produced is just amazing. Janice says she's bought the turquoise and the lilac already. Well, you're going to have to prompt me then, Janice. I'll get onto the website so everyone can see what you're talking about. Good afternoon to Anita. Hello to Elaine. Hello to Kim. And hello to Birgit. She says, good morning, everybody, and Natalie. Right, let's go over to the website so you can see. Yeah, Lucy agrees. Very lucky with the Bead Club. Everyone's amazing. So we are going to go over to our website at the moment, which is TotallyBeads.co.uk, so I can show you these wonders. Again, lots of ways to get into video tutorials. You can go in the category section. You can click this link at the top, or you can scroll down the page and click on it here. We are making today the Rebecca necklace. and they are very, very pretty. I think they're really summery, but they're also a bit of a statement piece. It's looking like one is already out of stock, so that's good, I suppose, that you like it. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask if anybody's watching in the warehouse, could you have a little check on our silver colorways for me, please, because they look like they're not showing. So hopefully they'll be back for you soon. I'm not even showing you them yet before they're out of stock, which again is very promising that you like them, but we need to make sure that we've got plenty for you to play along with. So we've got the gold, we've got the ivory gold, we've got the lavender, the Montana, the pink, and the turquoise silver. So there are lots of gorgeous colours. Each kit is £11.99. It makes at least 3 necklaces, but you're going to get loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of beads in this kit. So if, as I say, if you've got those extra clasps to hand or you want to buy some extras, you can do, and you're going to be able to make numerous makes out of these kits. They also lend themselves very lovely to earrings if you want to make some earrings as well with those lovely little drops. So £11.99 for each of your kits today, and if you want to, you can get 2 for £20. And I would say if you're going to multi-buy, mix up your colours. The pink is going to look gorgeous with the lavender. The ivory is going to look gorgeous with the gold, with the pink, with the lavender, or the blue. There's so many beautiful colours that you can mix and match together. So let me show you what's in the kit. So for the Rebecca necklace, you are going to get your glass pearl rounds, which are off centre. So that means they drill that hole that goes through them doesn't go right through the center, it's just slightly off, and I think it makes them hang really nicely. They are 8mm in size. You're also going to get the exact same color match in the glass pearl drops. You're getting your 30mm eye pins, you're getting your 50mm ball pins, you're getting your jump rings. You're getting 2 different sizes of your jump rings. I need to just double check that they're in there too. So you're going to get the 10mm jump rings, which you're going to link them in between, and then you're going to get some 6mm jump rings as well to attach them onto the back of the clasp. That's not showing in your kit at the moment, but I will check with the warehouse and make sure that's done for you. You don't have to add those 6mm jump rings. You could make a little connector with those pearls as well if you wanted to. You're also going to get your lobster clasps, and you're getting 1 meter of your jewellery chain. So you're going to get loads in this kit. As I say, there's such a big amount of those beautiful glass pearls on your string, so you're going to be able to make up plenty, and you don't have to make it this full. If you want to just add the odd drop onto it, then you can do that too. Tools we're going to need: wire cutters, your chain nose pliers, and your round nose pliers as well. And that's it, because we're just going to be turning some loops. So that is your gold colourway. It is £11.99 for at least 3 necklaces and lots of leftovers, and it is 2 for £20 as well. So that is the gold. We've got the ivory gold. So it's going to be on your gold and champagne kind of findings, and you've got the most beautiful ivory glass pearls here. They're your off-centre beads of your 8mm and your drops as well. So that one is your ivory gold. Very, very elegant and very regal, I think, as well. We've also got the lavender on silver, which is a beautiful, beautiful kind of, well, it's a lavender colour. It's a purple. It's a soft purple. It's very, very pretty. So that one is your Rebecca necklace in lavender. I think pearls are going to make, I mean, they never go out of fashion, but I think they're going to make a huge comeback when we've got, excuse me, you know, coronations and things like that coming up. As I say, they are very, very regal. This one is the most beautiful blue. This is your Montana on silver. Excuse me, I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee because I've got a tickle in my throat. Absolutely beautiful. I will show you them down on the mat as well, so you can see that colour. Absolutely gorgeous. We've got the pink, which is the softest light pink colour. It is so very, very pretty. So again, everything in your kit today is £11.99. You're going to make 3 necklaces up out of this kit, and you're going to have lots left over. So I feel matching earrings are a must with this. Just adding them onto those little jump rings and making little dangles would be really, really pretty. Everything you need in your kit today, absolutely beautiful. And there's also the 2 for £20 as well. And lastly, which is the one I'm going to be demoing for you today, is the turquoise. Love this colour. It's just so lovely. And again, that is against the silver. So they are your colourways today. Absolutely beautiful. Lots and lots of choice. 6 different colours. I would say there's something there for everybody. I do tend to go for these palette kind of quite often. I don't know, they've just got a beautiful kind of pastel-y tone to some of them. And I think when you see them down on the mat, I'm sure you'll agree how lovely they are. So let's see which ones you're liking. Hopefully, I think, Janice, you've got your look in there because you got them before they've gone. So hopefully we'll be able to refresh that for you. Lucy has shared the link for you today. So thank you very much for that, Lucy. We are totallybeads.co.uk/Facebook tutorials/Rebecca necklace. Joanne says, watching this morning is a break from more shoes, as it was so well received. I've been asked to do more. Joanne isn't a cobbler. She has made the most amazing, I think they look like Cinderella slippers. They are wire beaded shoes and they are absolutely beautiful. They are so well crafted, Joanne. The shaping you've got on them are just gorgeous. If you can make them in like a size 5, they'd be amazing and I would wear them. Only around the house, as I say, don't go out much. Sharon says, good morning, Creative Bead, and he is just making a knit bit weave bracelet into a necklace. Lucy's on the stock, so thank you so much. She should be on it very, very soon, and that should all be back in stock. Hello to Kath. She says, hi, Natalie. Hi, everybody. Lucy's saying, hello, Natalie's mama, because that's my mum. Lucy is saying, gorgeous, lovely bargain. Hello to Debbie. She says, they look so pretty. Thank you, Lucy. They are all now back in stock. David's also said they're now back in stock. Joanne's saying they're all gorgeous. Birgit says she's in love with the Montana Blue. I was going to demo with that one today. I've popped that one on the bust because there's no point me showing them down on the mat because you just don't get to see how they hang. But they're just so pretty. And you can change this chain length. I'm going to use about 30 centimetres, but obviously if you use less chain, it's going to sit higher up. And they look at them, they're just so lovely. So I agree with you, Birgit. The Montana Blue is stunning. Hello to Bobby. She says, good morning. Looks like I just missed this. No, you're just in time. You've just arrived. Thank you for joining me, Bobby. Lucy says she saw the shoes and they looked fab. Camille's also saying that they're lovely, Joanne. Good morning to Natalie and fellow beaders, says Sheila. And David has ordered the gold, the ivory gold, the pink and the lavender. So you've got loads of goodies there. Lucy says they do look very pretty. I love nice, easy makes. Well, as I say, I'm taking it back to basics with you lately. I think it's important that we get the fundamentals down, like turning loops. And just because it's an easy make doesn't mean it's any less beautiful. You can make those really complicated stitch patterns. You can make a wire shoe. You've got those skills. So having these beautiful, I've just noticed I'm going to just reattach that jump ring. Not closed it quite properly. Caught myself off. When you are looking at these beauties, you know, the materials and the components that we're working with are just so lovely. You can do something very, very simple and make a beautiful piece of jewellery. Hello to Mina. How are you doing? Margaret is in. She says, hi, Natalie and Beaders. Would be a lovely bridesmaid's necklace. Oh, yeah. David says he's also loved the shoes. They look Great. And Lucy's going to love the pink one in this. The Metal Queen. Hello, my lovely. She says, oh, I thought I'd catch you in between hoovering and boring chores. I've got so much to do. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't seem to matter how many times I wash the dishes and I do the washing. There's just always more. It's because I don't stop eating. Lucy says she likes easy. And she agrees, David. She loves anything pink. She's a little bit obsessed. And Bobby is saying, how do you learn to figure out how much room to leave on the bead when doing simple loops? I tend to leave a centimetre and then I turn my loop, but I will show you, I'll talk you through that. Right, let's go down on the mat so you can see. It's hard to show you how lovely these look. They need to be on the bust so you can see how they hang. But we've got the absolute beauties. And I'm going to just show you the off-centre pearls. So if I pull this string like this, you'll see that drill hole, then it's not directly through the middle. So it creates this lovely little kind of bobble effect. Just threading them on and making a bracelet out of them. And you are getting loads in your kit would be absolutely gorgeous. But because we've got that 2 for 20 on, I'm going to show you how gorgeous you can mix these colours up. Hello to Sharon from Texas. Okay. This pink is just beautiful. It's the softest, gorgeous kind of satin colour on it. It's just beautiful. My light's not doing it justice. How about pairing those with the lavender? How about popping in those gorgeous ivory? I think they would look beautiful. I think they would look beautiful. You can mix them up. So you could add different colours. You could add your different drops in a different colour. You could have each one in a different repetition. I think they're gorgeous. The ivory is going to go with absolutely everything. And they look beautiful, so beautiful with that gold. Bobby's in Washington State. Lucy's saying I might have to get the pink and the lilac colour. Again, the ivory is going to go with absolutely everything. Look at it with the turquoise. That Montana blue is just beautiful and would also look gorgeous, I think, with the gold. So these are your colour choices today, and they are absolutely beautiful. I'm sure you will agree. You can just have a little look about mixing them up and thinking, ooh. David saying he loves the gold ivory and the lavender and make the beads go further. There's so many. I mean, these strings, I've already been using them. You can see how many pieces. I'm only using a few dotted through that necklace. And they just look stunning. I'm gonna make a start, and as I say, as I'm gonna start making it, I'm gonna show you it on the bust so you can see actually what would it look like if I just placed one dangle on, or what would it look like if I just put these on. You're gonna get so much out of your kit today. So I'm gonna demo with the turquoise. So I'm using the off-center rounds, and I'm also using these beautiful drop little glass pearls as well. So the drops, gorgeous shape to them. Your hole is drilled from the top to the bottom, and they just, Sheila's loving the turquoise. Hello to Dawn. She says good morning from Houston in Texas. So if you've just joined us, we are making the beautiful Rebecca necklaces. We've got another great bargain on for you today. So they are an absolute wonderful price of £11.99, making up at least 3 necklaces. But we've also got an offer on that you can get 2 for £20 as well. Bobby's saying the dark blue is awesome. It's just so gorgeous, isn't it? Isn't it? Right, okay, let's get going. So to start off, and you can do this any way you want to, I'm just going to start making my loops, which are going to be double connectors. So I'm going to use these off-center pearls so I can attach them to my jump rings. So let me move this one out of the way. I'm going to pop my bust down, and then I can show you this. I might need to keep popping my camera back up. So I'm going to take my eye pins. The eye pin has got a little loop on one end. They're lovely and small, but still long enough that we can do everything we need to. So I think Bobby was asking, how do we know how much space to leave? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up one of my beautiful off-center pearls. And I'm going to make 11 of these in total. So I've chosen to link 10 across and then use one as a dangle. However, you can add more. You can use less chain and have this going all the way around your neck if you want to. So when I pop my pearl on, if you can see, it's not quite center. It's just off center. So you've got more of the pearl on one side than the other. So they're going to look lovely. It's going to create a lovely kind of shape to it. So I've got my little eye pin on, and I'm going to bend my pin. Now, I was speaking to you last live about different methods of doing this. Some people like to cut their pin first. I tend to bend mine at a 90-degree angle. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my pin and leave about 1 centimetre in length. I don't need too much. I'm only going to make a little loop, which is kind of matching that size. Now, if you want to make sure that your loops are perfect on both sides, take your round nose pliers and pop it into the loop that's already there. You can then make a little note or even mark it with a pen if you want to, where on your pliers that little loop sits. So I only want a small loop, so I'm only going to use towards the end of the tip. I'm going to position my bead in my hand, so I've got my pearl just under my thumb to keep it down. I'm going to find that place, that point on my round nose pliers, and I'm going to make sure it's flush on the other side so nothing's sticking out. I'm going to give it a little turn towards me. So I've just flicked it up like so. Then I'm going to reposition my hand so my knuckles are now away from me, and I'm going to keep making little rotations until I've turned that pin all the way to make a little loop, and it links and it closes. If you want to, you can take 2 pairs of pliers and you can just give it a little tilt if you need to, just to make sure that they're running evenly on both sides. Camille is saying she's loving the pink, the gold, the blue and the turquoise. Have you missed one? Oh, so it's just the lavender then that you're not really loving, is that right? Oh, yeah, I think so. Joanne says, I can't decide. I think I'm going to have to talk nicely with the other half and maybe get all of them. Anne is asking, can you use a looper? These pins are quite small. Shall we try? Shall we see if you can use a looper? I don't see why not, but it depends on the size of the pin because we want it to get to the other side. Let's try the looper tool. So I'm pushing my pearl right up to the part of the cutter, giving it a little squish, and there you go. This is going to be a different size. It depends on the size of your looper. My looper is making 2.25 millimeter little loop, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than that one at the other side. So you can see if I pop them in my round nose pliers, it's just a little bit larger than the other loop. It doesn't really matter. If you want to use the looper, you can do. So I'm going to make a few of those. I'm going to need 10 to connect through the jump rings and an extra for the dangle. So I'm going to carry on making them and see how many I've got. So once again, I've popped my gorgeous pearl through, so the hole is running through it and my pin's gone through the other side. I'm giving that a little bend to around 90 degrees. Doesn't have to be perfectly 90 degrees, but that's going to make sure my loop is sitting on top of that gorgeous pearl. I'm cutting off, leaving about 1 centimetre. If you want to make it absolutely the same each time, you can always keep one of your little cut-offs and measure that against your pin so you know whereabout you're cutting off. But I tend to do it by eye. And then I'm going to start to turn my loop. Little motions, not too much stress on my wrist, just to turn that pin in. If it's not quite sitting as a loop, you can pop your round nose back in, give it a little tilt. and then close that back over. So let's see how many I've got, because I did make a couple already. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 I'm going to need to make. So 2 more of those. I want 11 in total, 10 for the main necklace. But as I say, you can add as many of these as you want to. We're just going to use them to link those, kind of create that chain using the jump rings. So if you decide, actually, I would like to have a whole lot more and I'm going to get even more out of my kit because I'm going to use less chain, then you can do. If you don't want to use chain, you can create a full necklace just using the loops. That's entirely up to you. So all I'm going to do is just come back in with my pliers and just make sure that they're sitting fairly evenly. I think the others are looking okay. Good morning, Joy. Camille saying, oops, she missed the lavender. Yeah, Lucy saying, and you can use the loopers if you want. They work really well. I tend to do mine by hand, but if you're making lots of these, then you might want to save your fingers and you might just want to do very quick kind of batch making and use your looper. That's absolutely fine. Metal Queen is saying, do you do these beads in black at all? Oh, I don't know if we do. We might do. If you type into the search bar on the TotallyBeads website, so totallybeads.co.uk, have a little look. Maybe just type in off center pearls. These ones are the 8mm. Or drops, and see what comes up. I don't know. I think if we did, I'd have probably done a black colorway, but I'm not too sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, keeping 1 as an extra. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my jump rings. I've got these lovely little jump rings, a little bit larger than usual because I think they're going to make those beautiful kind of center parts. So I'm just going to open up my jump ring by giving it a little twist towards me, and I'm going to thread 2 of my gorgeous little connecting loops onto that one jump ring. And then I'm going to close it over by taking it away from me. I want them ends to rub together and I want it to close fully. Lucy says Montana is the darkest one. I'm now going to take another one of my jump rings and I'm going to open that up. I'm going to add on the other side because I've made a double connector from my lovely pearls. And then I'm going to close that up. So all I'm doing now is creating myself a lovely little chain, just using those gorgeous pearls, and it will come together very easily and very quickly. So I'm just opening up my jump ring, sliding it through one, adding on another, and closing that back over. So when I close my jump ring, I usually slightly take it past that point. You can focus. And then when I let go, it should spring closed. And if it doesn't, just do it again, give it another little wiggle. So I've got some perfectly closed jump rings. If you hear them kind of click, that really satisfying sound, then you know you're onto a winner. So opening up my jump ring, adding on the little chain that I've just started to make. That loop is a little bit bigger. This is the one that I've done with the looper. Doesn't matter too much. In fact, I'm going to leave that one for my drop just because I'm going to be a bit of a perfectionist. And then I'm going to close it again. And add on my next. Good morning, Angela. How are you doing, my lovely? Joanne's going to have a little look at what other colours are available. She says her daughter's prefer the darker colours. Ooh, Camille, they do. Camille says these beads make lovely little angels. So that would make a lovely little body of an angel. Which again, if you're doing Christmas makes, you're going to have these left over. Oh, that one made a little click. I do love that sound. So I'm just opening up my jump ring, threading those through the connecting loops on the off-center rounds that we are using today. Closing it up and just creating that lovely chain length. So I think I'm going to need 9 jump rings in between, but again, you can make this longer. You can use less chain. You can make this go all the way around the back of your neck if you want to. You can use less and you can just have a little part in the middle. Just giving that one a little twist because it looked slightly open. So that way when I close it, it will close lovely. Right, so I've added on my jump rings and I've connected the amount of pearls that I want. To my chain, this being the chain that I've created, and now I am going to add it to the chain that's in my kit. So as I say, I have cut about 30 centimeters of this. You can use less, you can use longer. I'm going to put the clasp on at the end. For now, I'm just going to attach it, add on my drops, and then I'm going to find the center, open it up and add on my clasp. So I'm not going to add any jump rings to this. I'm just going to add these little connecting loops directly onto the end of the chain. So I'm going to open up the little loop that I have made by just giving it a little flick, just like I would do with a jump ring. And then going to slide the last link of my chain through that little loop. And then I'm going to close that over. And the same on the other side. So I'm going to make sure that they're sitting nicely. I'm going to flip them over in position. Open up my link. Attach that on. And then I'm going to close that over. Actually going to come in with my round nose just to close that loop that little bit more. There you go. So I've added on my pearls onto my chain. And now I'm just going to start working off the center. So I'm going to find my center loop. So what I would do is, depending on how many of these you want to add, I would make sure you've got a jump ring which will become your center point. Now I've already made that extra little connector, so I'm going to add that on to the bottom of that jump ring in the middle. And then close that one over too. And then I'm going to add a drop onto the end of that. So now I've finished with my connecting link, so I don't need my eye pins anymore. I'm going to use my beautiful ball pins. So your ball pins are these lovely little pins with a little tiny ball tip finish on. I'm going to slide on one of my drops this time. It's going to go all the way through and out the other side. And then I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm not going to do wrap loops with these. I'm just going to do a little turned loop. So I'm bending it, close to the top of that beautiful drop bead at a 90-degree angle. I'm coming in with my cutters, leaving around 1 centimetre, keeping hold of that pin so it doesn't fire off. Lucy says, I like the ball pins, they're softer to work with. I agree, they are really easy to turn loops and to even do wrap loops with because they are beautifully soft, but they also create a beautiful finish on the end of your dangles as well. So for me, I prefer a ball pin, I think, to a head pin, which has got like your little nail tip finish. So I've turned that little loop. And now I'm just going to open this up again slightly, or I can open the one on the pearl above. And I'm just going to add that on to that little central off-center round and close that up again. Now, you could have your necklace as is, and it would look absolutely beautiful with just one. However, you can add as many as you like. So I'm going to, I think for this design, I'm going to add 5 drops in total, including this one, and I'm going to use 4 of my rounds. So I'm going to put a drop on each one of these next 2. Then the ones moving up, I'm going to use the off-center round. Then I'm going to add another drop, and then I'm going to do another round. But you can add as many or as few as you like. Philippa says, hi, I'm sorry I have to work, so I can't watch this. Please, can I watch later? Yes, of course you can. We are on TotallyBeads.co.uk. You can find us on our website all the time, so you can watch back any tutorials at any point you want. You can go back as far as the last 2 years. We've also got our videos on YouTube you can catch us on, and I share all of the videos and the tutorials that I do on Natalie Pattern Wire Artist page on Facebook as well. So I'm going to add the next 2, I'm going to pop there, and then I'm going to do my rounds, and then I'm going to do another 2 there, and then I'm going to do my rounds. But I just want to show you what it looks like as you go. So you can sit and you can think, actually, I think that's enough, or actually, I want even more. You've got loads in your kit, you might as well. So the ball pin, going through that beautiful drop bead, giving it a little bend to a 90-degree angle. I'm going to cut off, leaving about 1 centimetre. Metal Queen says, I've ordered 2 Montana kits now on the cabochons. Knew this would be dangerous. Uh-oh, we've got some amazing cabochons in stock. So you're going to have lots and lots of fun. And Metal Queen makes the most beautiful, beautiful jewellery. I've actually ordered something off you, haven't I? But I've not ordered jewellery. I wanted to. I probably will. I've ordered something which I wasn't going to tell anybody. I wasn't going to tell anybody on the live anyway, because people are like, oh, have you started your Christmas shopping? And I haven't. I bought it for myself. So thank you very much for that. All right, I'm going to bend my pin. Again, 90 degrees at the top of that beautiful drop. I'm going to come in with my cutters. I'm going to trim off, leaving about 1 centimetre of my pin. Round nose pliers. Towards the end, the tip of my pliers, because I just want small little loops. Put my pin up nice and flush. Going to give it a little turn. And create my loop sitting at the top. So now I'm going to add these ones onto the next jump rings up. So opening it up by just giving it a little flick. Attaching it on. And closing it over. Again, a very, very quick make. You don't have to be making anything too exact. Your loops can slightly vary in size if they need to. Again, would be absolutely beautiful just as it is. If you want to keep adding more, you can do. This time I'm going to use my ball pins and I'm going to use my off-center rounds again. So I'm sliding that through. It's exactly the same method regardless of what type of bead you're using, if you're using the drop or if you're using the off-center one. All we are doing is just turning some loops today and adding them on to make a very, very pretty necklace. So as you can tell, there's loads in this kit. You've got enough of your findings to be making 3 necklaces up in each kit, but you're going to be getting loads and loads of beads. So why not make a pair of little earrings to match? Mina says, my son ordered me a I can't pronounce this, Swarovski advent calendar and it'll be delivered today. Oh my goodness. And thank you so much, Alison. She says, loving this tutorial. Sharon is saying, tip, you could make the central more drops on some chain at different lengths. Yes, you could. You've got your jump rings. You could make this even longer. You could add little tassely dangles if you wanted to. You could add chain onto it like you've suggested. The possibilities are endless. All I'm doing is showing you just one idea, but it's very, very versatile. When you're working with such beautiful, beautiful materials like those gorgeous drops, like those off-center beads, you've got lots of scope to play about and do as you will. So again, just adding them on. And just keep laying it out flat because I find it easier to make that way. You can see how it looks. And if I need to flip them over, I can do, just to get that chain to sit straight. Adding on the next one, just adding it directly onto that jump ring. Again, you might think, that's enough, stop now, that's delicate and pretty enough. Or you might think, I just want more, and you just keep going. So as I say, my design, I'm alternating. I've got both in the center, the off-center round and the drop. Then I've got drops either side. Then I've got the rounds. Moving up to the next jump ring, I'm adding on more drops. Keep having a little look. Check whether you're happy. Check if you want to add some more. And then I'm going to finish off with the 2 rounds at the end. And then all I need to do then is just make an opening on that chain. So I'm going to take 2 more pins. David says, well, I have a site on Facebook called Crystal Crafts. Oh, fabulous. I will check that out, David. If you want to pop the link, you're most welcome to. And he also says it looks really good. Just going to take another pearl off there because the coating is slightly chipped on that one. So I've got the last of the rounds that I'm going to use. There's so many left. And I say you've got those gorgeous ball pins. So why not make yourself some earrings? You could even add your little jump rings onto the earrings as well. Just put your earring hook above that. I think they'd look really cute rather than just attaching them directly on. Then you're going to have an absolute perfectly matching set. And you could do a little bracelet with them as well. Probably cut that a little bit long actually. It's probably slightly over 1 centimetre. So popping my pin in, making sure it's flush and not sticking out the other end, and that way when I come to turn my pin, it will sit very lovely on top of that bead. And they do look much better on because you get to see, you know, the dangle of those drops and little kind of charms that you've added onto your necklace. When it's lying flat on the table, you don't get it in all its absolute glory. Adding it on. Just open that up a little bit more, just to attach that onto the jump ring. And then I'm going to give it a little close over. Judith said the pearls are gorgeous. I quite like having something a little bit different as well, as in having them, you know, being off center. I think it just makes them a little bit different, a little bit unique. Right, so I'm just adding my last one on. So I'm just holding my jump ring, sliding that on, and then closing it over. Right, so I'll let gravity let them fall to where they need to be. Absolute little beauties. So now all I'm going to do is just open up my clasp or my chain to attach my clasp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these last two pearls at the top together, and I'm just going to lay that out. So I'm checking it's even. If you want to, you can count your links, but I'm going to say that loop there, or that link, is the center. So I'm going to open that up. So I'm going to come in with my chain. I'm going to find the opening on that link, and I'm going to open it up like a jump ring and just take that off, because then that's perfectly even. I'm then going to take my smaller jump rings. If you want to, if you don't want to use a jump ring, you can always use, you could use offcuts of your ball pins. You could use one of your eye pins, and you could make another connector and then just attach your clasp directly onto that if you wanted to. And you might not want to even use the chain. As I say, you might want to use these links all the way up. I'm going to use my smaller jump ring, so my 6mm jump ring. I'm going to open that up, slide that onto the last link of the chain, and I'm also going to add on my lobster clasp. And then close that jump ring up. So I'm taking it away from me. If it doesn't quite join, just going to give it a little wiggle until that's fully closed. And the reason why I tend to do the clasp last, you can, if you want to, just cut 2 lengths of matching chain, and you can add them on at the end or at the beginning and do it that way. But I tend to do it afterwards, because when I've been making these, I've been making them on the bust. So I will take my bust and I will start, you're not going to be able to see with the angle, but I start placing each part on, thinking, do I want it like this? Is that too much like that? And then I just create it off the bust itself as I'm working. Lucy says she joined David, always here to support. Oh, David has shared his link. So this is for his group, if you would like to have a little look. Right, I'm going to bring you up. Oh, where have we gone? There I am, hi. And I'm going to show you how these look on the bust. We've got the most beautiful colours. And as I say, when they're down on the mat, they just don't do them justice. So this is the beautiful lavender one. And again, you can make these sit as high as you want. You can add those chain. You can add as many or as few as the dangles as you want to. And they are an absolute bargain price today. Our Rebecca necklaces are £11.99, and you're going to make at least 3 in your kit. So I'm not going to show you them all because they're all there on the website. But you can see we've got the gold colorways, and we've got 3 of those beautiful different colored pearls on the gold, and we've got the silver as well. So that means your chain will be gold, and you're going to have these like lovely champagne kind of little bits and bobs of your pins. David says, I also have a bust and found one when I was clearing out as I'm trying to move, but I love making something new. I like making on the bust, especially if I'm designing something and I kind of design it as I go. I like to be able to see, how is this going to look on? How is it going to sit? So when I was doing a wire work necklace a couple of weeks ago, it's gone so dark, I had my pieces placed together and I was trying to figure out, well, if I hang this there and if I add that there. Personally, it just gives me something creative to kind of bounce off. But I hope you've enjoyed them today. You'll agree, really quick, straightforward make. You're getting loads and loads and loads and loads and loads in your kit. So I have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of the off-center rounds. Just 15 to make, I would say, this quite lavish statement necklace. You're going to get loads on your string. So you're going to be able to make up those earrings as well if you want to. In regards of the drops, I've used, is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we're getting loads out of our materials today, and I think that's looking pretty full. You don't have to add all of them on. You can just have the little drops at the bottom if you want to, or, as was wonderfully suggested, you might want to add them longer, more chain tassels. Whatever it is that you make, please share it in the handmade group, because I'd love to see your creation and your take on it. I want to see one of these made up with different colours. So I'd really like to see how the ivory is going to look with this gorgeous gold. I'd like to see how the ivory is going to look with that beautiful Montana blue. I want to see the pink and that lovely kind of lavender colour together. So please, please, please share what you do. I hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you, Joy. She says, beautiful again. I'm going to be with you on Friday. Ooh, on Friday, I'm going to make some earrings with you. And it's going to be a chainmail. And I've done them before. Well, I've done chainmail earrings with you before, where I had the chain that ran through them, and they were very, very popular. Now, I'm not great with chainmail because I do find them sometimes quite a little bit fiddly. So I thought, what can I do? Which I'm going to learn to do something, but what technique can I do that is really easy peasy? And you're going to see it and you're going to go, oh, they look tricky. And then you're going to see how easy it is and go, I'm having a go at that. That's my hope anyway. So please come and join me on Friday for that. Then what have we got after that? I've got loads coming up for you. I've been making little bits of wire work projects. No shoes though, Joanne. I've been making some bracelets. There's lots of lovely things to come. If there's anything that you would like to see, drop me a suggestion as well. So if you think, I'd like to try that, I'll give it a go. Or we've not done that in a while, can we have a go at that? Please let me know anyway. Sharon says you could use crystal drops to make it more sparkly. You could. I love the fact that these are a perfect match. They're exactly the same colour tone. But yeah, or you could even add some little crystals in between the jump rings and use a smaller connector on there. Oh, the possibilities endless. Camille says, thank you, Natalie. Another great make. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much. Joanne says, lovely design, lovely pearls. Sun has lost to the clouds at the moment, just like November. Blessings to you all, and thank you for another fab tutorial, Natalie. You are welcome. Adelina says, thank you. You're welcome. And Lucy's off for a walk before Bead Club. A busy, busy day. I'm not going out. Got birthday cake to buy. I'm not making it. So thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you at the end of the week. Lots of love and light to you all. Take care. Bye.